everyone! So how do I add recipes to my created collection on Cookidoo? There's three things or three ways you can do it. First way is to import recipes from places like the recipe community. Second one is to add recipes from scratch. And the third one is to alter recipes that's already on Cookidoo to suit yourself, so the way you would like it to be made. If you go under My Recipes, there's our created recipes, and if you look at the bottom, there will be a button to add. So for example, if we want to add a recipe that's from the recipe community, first way of doing it is you can say import recipe. Here, if I click on recipe community, this is my recipes, and I would like to add this quick scones to my created recipes. So I will click on this recipe. I can just copy this whole URL at the top, and I can paste that into my Cookidoo and say import. Now this recipe will be in my created recipes. I can change the name, I can change the photo, I can change the ingredients. I can just check that all these steps make sense. This will already, so if we click on that, what it means if something has a green line under it, on your Thermomix the scales will be able to pop up and you can weigh it in there. Once you are happy with the ingredients and how it is there, you can just confirm. So most things from recipe community, when you bring them in, should be quite straightforward. You can just check them and save it in there. So now I've got quick scones in there imported from the recipe community. If I want to do my own recipe from scratch, what I can do, I can just say add, create a recipe. I can give this recipe a name. So let's say I want to make milk tart. I think in English it's 2 words. I can say create. Now I can go upload an image that I would have taken once I've made it. I've got quite a few, so you can just go in your browser and do that. You will say which devices can be used to make it. TM5, TM6, both can be used for this one. The preparation time will be about 15 minutes. Total time with cooling down and everything might be about 6 hours, and so forth. You'll say your portion size. I'll add my ingredients, which will include, so first we'll have the base, which will have your flour, and it'll be, let's say 200 grams of flour. This is just an example. It'll have our 100 grams of sugar, for instance, and your butter. It'll have, I'm making this up as I go. Then the main ingredients will be a liter of milk. We'll have our vanilla, so 1 teaspoon of vanilla, etc., etc. You'll add all your ingredients. Then you'll add your first step, which will be weigh in all base ingredients, for instance. So first one will be your flour. We want to add something from our list, so that's the flour. Forgot it that it already gives you the name. We want to add your sugar to that one, and we want to add the butter to that one, for instance. So you weighed in all your ingredients, then you want to add a step that will mix. So you can say mix base ingredients, And this wheel will do it for 20 seconds. No temperature needed. Speed 6. Confirm. After we've done that, we will add a step that will say press base into prepared baking dish. So that just reminded me, I actually need a step in the beginning where it says warm oven to 180 degrees. And I would want to move that step to the first step. Okay, I also would like to add a step where it says grease and line, no, just grease a baking dish about 30 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Okay, so then I would want to change that order to and put that in there. Come on. There we go. So now my steps makes more sense. You get the idea of it. You add all your different ingredients, all your different steps. After you've done it, you confirm your recipe. So my suggestion is don't do it out of your head like I've done. First, get your picture ready. If you want to, type all the steps into a Word document or screenshot it from your recipe book. Use a program to convert it to a PDF for you. Copy and paste it in. There's all kinds of ways. I'm sure you'll all have lots of better ideas, but you get the gist of it. So you can add all your own recipes that you would wish. So now we can say done, and this new recipe will appear over here. I do not actually want this recipe because it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to delete that one. But you get the idea. I've added a proper milk tart over here already, and I've added some of my own recipes. I've even added my Oma's banana bread recipe, and I did it in Afrikaans because I can. Now the new feature of Cookidoo is that we can share recipes. So if you go on your phone, on the app, and you're on your recipe, there will be a share button that you can send it to people. Under my recipes, created recipes, you can add a recipe from the recipe community. You can make your own recipes. Another thing you can do is to alter recipes and put them your way into your Cookidoo. So when my family makes our recipe, they make it the way I like it. So I've done it with, for instance, our butter chicken we make. Let's do the same with the creamy coconut chicken curry recipe, because we change it quite a bit. So if we go into this one, I'm just going to go creamy coconut chicken curry, press the 3 little dots and say add to created recipe. So now it will open up this recipe, and I can change the name and say Milani's version. Right. The photo, I can put my own photo in, which I have a few, how we've changed it. I can alter the ingredients. I can take the garlic out. I can take the chili out because we don't eat that. I can change this one to say 200 grams of celery, cut in slices. I will still do the olive oil, tandoori paste, tomato paste, water, almond meal, skinless. I will change this one to 800 grams of chicken thighs. The rest we do the same. Now when I go into my steps, what I can do is I can go to the garlic and delete it. I can go to the chilies and delete that. I can go to the onion and say celery instead. And this one I need to change as well to celery. Celery slices. Alright, what else have I changed? I think that's all I've changed. So now I can confirm that recipe and say done. Next time my family wants to cook creamy coconut chicken curry, they can go into created recipes and make it the same way I would make that. So I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching Milani's Fun with Thermi.